Hello. We're going to talk a little bit more about the online store in HighLevel and how to make sure things are going into our store, as well as, how to actually edit the way the store appears and manage those things inside of the website builder. So the biggest thing when you're looking at adding new items into a store is literally just ensuring that you have this toggle on that will say show an online store. Give me 1 second to actually find it. Oh, it's right here. So this has to be toggled on for it to show up in your digital store. If you don't, it will not actually go ahead and show up. So then you can enable your product label if you want to. You can also select a collection. So if you have, like, for example, an e-com boutique, let's say, you could create different collections, one that said like tops, one that said bottoms, one that said shoes, accessories, etc., etc. And that's all you generally have to that's all you have to update in order for this to show up in your store. Make sure you hit save at the end, and then what you'll be able to do is come over here to sites and websites. Sites and then stores. And you're going to see that there is the Funnel Flippers website. So this is all our regular website pages, but if you come down, when you select and set up a store, you'll see that there are a number of items that are automatically created for you. So if you select edit, this is going to be your main kind of products list. So this builder essentially is a click and edit item. So you can go ahead and click here. I can do the business name. Whoops. And then if I come over here, you can see logo settings. There's just a random kind of brand logo in there. So then I could come into, let's go brand board. I could go ahead and select a logo and it's going to pop in there with, I'm going to have to adjust that a little bit so it doesn't look so skewed. We have our navigation menu. So that can be adjusted to, if you want to do bars, if you want to do different icons and stuff. This is specifically on mobile. Then you're going to see all these kind of filler items for the store. So this is how your items will appear. But for this purpose in the editor, they actually just show these kind of fillers. So if you click in here, you're going to see you have this big menu option right here. You can turn on enable sorting and filtering. So that's going to allow you to sort by different categories and things like that. Same thing with filtering. It'll allow you to filter by if it's in stock, pricing, etc. Okay, and then you have these options here if they want to, if you want to turn on these two options, then you can also kind of select what your defaults are. So high to low, A to Z, etc. Here's your typography, so what fonts you want, what sizing you want on those fonts, and then you can also adjust your layout. So this is how many products are going to be per page. Let's say I want 10. You'll see this adjusted to be 10. There's 12. We went ahead and added more products. Number of columns, that's just going to be how many columns do you want? How big do you want these things to be? So I'm going to leave it at 3. And then you can also toggle on your ratings and reviews, which will show up right here underneath the initial name. And then you're also able to turn off the amount of reviews. You can change kind of the color on your stars and things like that. Whoops. And then you can kind of change the text options if you want it to say something other than that. The product list, etc., previous, next, all that good stuff. So that's going to be like these buttons down here. You can expand these and just kind of change out, like I could say last instead of previous if I wanted to. Wishlist products. So this is going to allow people to just basically favorite what products you have and add them to their wish list. And then here's where you can change all your different kind of colorings as well. You can see this says subscription. So if I select this and change it to purple, then that button's going to be a purple text instead of the red. You can select your, hold on, I exited out of that again. Okay, you can do, here's the background for that. Remove all button color. So you can essentially just play around with this and it will update the actual colors of your products there. So that's the products page. Now, if I go back 1 second. Okay, so essentially what you need to do is come in here to settings and you can see this is going to be product list. This is, I'm sorry, / product list is going to be the link for this. So if you're having trouble linking your store, again, come here to stores, select your store, and then you'll just go ahead and see settings, copy this URL right there. And if I come in and type and paste that at the end of our regular website URL, you're going to be able to see this. So in order for someone to order from your store, you want to go ahead and copy this entire link and paste it into your buttons that will allow people to access your store. In order to edit things, you can do the exact same process for the different pages of your store. So this is what it would look like if I would actually click into a product. I could come in, again, click on this, and then I have a lot of the same options here that will allow me to customize this page. I can also go ahead and save if I make edits and publish. You have to hit publish and then look at the cart. Same thing, click in here. It's going to allow us to update everything on this page. And the same applies for the regular website pages too. So at the same time, I can come into any of these product or any of these website pages, and essentially it is a kind of click and edit. So when you click, you'll see you're able to directly kind of update the text right there. And then you'll also see these bars come up over here as well, which you can scroll and it'll have different things like your color options, you can text transformation, whether you want uppercase, lowercase, capitalize, line height, font weight, styles, animations. And then if you hover, you can see that orange is going to be an element. So it's going to be the specific text, the specific button, the specific image. And then if you look and see the purple, that's a column. So it's going to be your up and downs. You can see this is a 1 column, whereas something like this would be 2 columns. You can see it says second column and first column. And then blue is going to be row. So you can see right there it says 2 column row. So that's your horizontal. And then the green is a section, which is just going to basically be the wrapper that everything in that area lives into. So if you have any questions, let us or Caitlin know, and we're here to support you.